El Salvador as well. I'm not debating you. I am not debating. I am not debating this person.
Okay.
I'm not debating Zionists. Period.
Okay.
I'm not doing
All right, here we go. We're back with another Israel-Palestine debate, this time on Jubilee. And watch to the end where there's an outburst that takes place from a Palestinian American.
Israel have an explicit demographic issue and that they would not accept an Israel that is majority non-Jew. Yes or no?
Well, this is the case.
Yes or no?
No, let me tell you.
Yes or no?
Stop. There's no yes and no because this is nuanced and that's why we are here. You cannot give majority to a people that want you dead. Right. That is the end of your country.
So the answer to that is yes, they have an explicit law.
There's no law.
Yes.
There is no.
First of all, this gotcha by him is saying, oh, Israel doesn't want a majority Arab state. Oh, what a gotcha. What an amazing, unbelievable, guys. Have you seen any Arab states that have Jewish majorities that are okay with Jewish majorities? No. Doesn't exist. Doesn't exist and wouldn't exist because the Arabs would never tolerate that. Not a gotcha.
No law.
They do have a nation state law that they passed in 2019, and the Israel's own Supreme Court has actually declared that there's no such thing as the identity of being Israeli because it would undermine the Jewish identity and Jewish character of Israel. What is we as Americans, and I heard some of that sentiment before. Once again, I'll circle sort of back. And I never heard a response to any of the initial points I made.
Yeah, but we don't have time. Just what are you trying to state?
That the U.S. should not be supplying weapons and aid to a country explicitly violating international law. We know for a fact the occupation is against international law. The ICJ, which is the highest court of land,
we don't agree here. But what were you saying about an individual state with equal opportunity?
Yeah, a secular, binational state where there is equal rights and freedom of movement for all those within the land.
Where can?
Yeah, literally Israel. That's literally describing Israel. The only difference would be like checkpoints and maybe some settlements. But again, that would just result in more terror. And then Israel would have to make the checkpoints again. I mean, it's just a matter of national security.
Arabs and Muslims in Israel, they're physicians. You know when all the physicians got pulled into the war? Guess who was the physicians in Israeli hospitals saving lives? They were the Arab physicians. There's Arabs in the judiciary. There's Arabs in the government. Show me that in Gaza. Show me that in Gaza. Show me that in the West Bank.
Wait.
Okay, there's plenty of disagreement. I think that's very clear. Respect both of your passion, but it does sound like there could be some middle ground on one state solution with equal representation. I'll let you both take a swing at that.
I'll take a swing at that. Knowing and coming from the Middle East and knowing what they teach children, the only way that there can be a one state, the only way that there can be peace in that region is when you stop teaching kids to hate. And the same thing we did in Nazi Germany with denazification and de-radicalization of the youth needs to happen to these innocent children in Gaza and the West Bank to teach them that their lives and their ability to thrive and their opportunity matters more than killing Jews.
Yeah, I believe that the best and most effective way of de-radicalizing people is not giving them a reason for armed, violent resistance, which is an end to the occupation and an end to the human rights abuses in granting Palestinians full autonomy and sovereignty over their home.
This is a basic misconception that people of the woke cult subscribe to. They say that, no, Muslims don't hate the West. They just hate what the West has done to them. Otherwise, they would have no problem with the West. It's not true. It's just simply not true. In fact, you read their own statements. Their own statements call everybody disbelievers, the kuffar, the people that need to be either murdered or convert. That's who you're negotiating with. These people are not, interested in making peace with the West. They're just not.
Even if it means your children die in a bomb?
No, I don't advocate the war you do.
No, I don't. We never started a war.
Stop.
We never started any wars.
I'm going to give you...
Never. This is not a war we wanted.
I'm going to give you both one more chance.
Every war was started by the Arabs. Every single one.
Okay. As succinctly as you can, a middle ground statement.
It's de-radicalization of these innocent children that are being taught to hate from birth, which was the same thing that was happening in certain parts of Iran when I was growing up, and I've seen it firsthand. We need to teach our kids to love each other. We need to teach our kids
I have to stop you, though. I think we do have that. And then what would your statement be in the shortest form possible, Evan?
That the United States shouldn't be supplying military aid to a country violating international laws and humanitarian rights abroad.
Okay, so we didn't find middle ground here. I'm going to bring it back to...
Just for some quick context, this is a debate between 25 Republicans and 25 liberals. And just watch how this Palestinian guy just totally melts down in a few moments.
On this side.
I mean, there are so many lies and falsehoods and just flat out bullshit I've been listening to the past 10 minutes, but that's been reality for almost 30 years in this country.
Who gave
In El Salvador as well. I'm not
Who gave
debating you.
weapons to the
I am not
Senate
debating.
proxy?
I am not debating this person. I'm
Okay.
not debating Zionists. Period.
Okay.
I will not do it.
I hear what you're saying. Quiet.
Listen,
Let's reel it. Let's
I'm
reel
gonna
it in.
Isn't this a perfect analogy for the Israel-Palestine conflict? I'm not debating Zionists. I can't even talk to you. I can't even be in the same room as you, you disgusting human being. Oh, the Zionists. It's like just means that a Jew that believes in a Jewish homeland.
Why is that? Why is her statement not a solution?
I'm going to reel it in. I'm going to bring it
Quiet.
back. Why did I bring that up? Why did I bring that up? Why did I bring this up? Well, let me tell you why. So if Israelis really love their babies, if they really love their children, why is it that they go and they kill people like my relatives in Gaza? Why are my parents even here? My parents are here because of a hateful ideology, a racist ideology. And I do not.
Maybe because they're having a better life in America? Maybe. It's like, oh, we had to leave our beautiful Gaza to come to America. The land, the terrible Westerners.
Care to
I am a
debate
person
a
of
Zionist.
color.
I am
I
not
am a
debating a
person of
Zionist.
color.
You can put this in the YouTube cut 10 times. I won't do it.
Okay, I just.
Judaism is a religion of love.
Zionism is not Judaism.
Yes,
Okay,
it
quiet.
is. 95%
No, it is not.
of Jews are
Quiet,
A
Zionists.
majority of Jews
in my-
support a
Quiet.
ceasefire and a
We are
weapons
not.
embargo.
We are not
That's bullshit. That is bullshit. Majority of Jews support a ceasefire.
debating Zionism right now. I understand that there's plenty of opinions about that.
No.
We are talking about the solution that Sheila offered. Does anybody else? You got to sit down.
I'm going to sit down. Don't worry.
This-
All right, so that was that Jubilee debate. And, you know, again, perfect analogy for the Israel-Palestine conflict. She's willing to debate. He's a Palestinian. Oh, Zionist. No, bad. I don't want to speak to you. Get away. Evil. No room for negotiation. No room for solution. Not wanting a solution. And again, I think that Melanie Phillips, Einat Wilf, Israel advocates really summed it up. Palestinians don't want a state. They want a chant. They had a choice between a basically, you want from the river to the sea, you want to scream that, or do you want a state within, you know, some kind of boundary, 1967, 1948, whatever. They chose the chant. They chose the, you know, national Palestinian movement over actually having a state. Palestinianism, that's what they are. They are an ideology at this point. It's really, that's all it is. There is no distinct Palestinian state. Instead, there's a bunch of people running around calling themselves Palestinians, a bunch of people running around screaming from the river to the sea, a strong movement. That's what they chose over an actual land. Maybe they chose correctly. You see in the streets of Western cities, people screaming from the river to the sea, people screaming, you know, free Palestine. And they don't mean free Palestine in Israel. They mean free Palestine everywhere. Liberation for all. That's what they say all the time. They talk about how, you know, all liberation and all people suffering are connected. That's why a lot of the socialist movements are very intertwined with the Palestinian movement, because it's all sort of like one big FU to the West, one big, how do we tear down our societies brick by brick? And that's why the Palestinian movement is a destructive one. It is one that I think a lot of American patriots are waking up and being like, well, we don't want anything to do with that. They burn the flag. They do terrible, terrible things on American soil, and they make Americans' lives miserable every single day. For more, subscribe to the channel. If you want to help us make more of these videos, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/Jewish Uncensored. You can also go to our channel memberships page and join there as well. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.